Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our weekly investor update. I'm your host, Dan Theop, Senior Vice President of Investment Banking. We're happy to bring you yet another episode. Today, we'll be focusing on Dolphin Cove Jamaica Limited and Lasco Manufacturing Limited. I'll be joined by Asha Smiley, a familiar face to the program. Welcome, Asha. How are you doing?
Good to be back with you, Dan.
Great to have you. Who will be covering Dolphin Cove for us. To our viewers, don't forget to subscribe if you like our content and also hit the bell to stay up to date with the channel. We upload content like this just about every week. Also, if you want to embark on your very first investment journey, you should take that step with Mayberry. Follow us on social media to learn more about how you can get started today. Up first, Dolphin Cove. Asha, what do you have for us?
Good afternoon, everyone. Dolphin Cove demonstrated an impressive performance in Q1 2023. The company's total revenue reached US $4.9 million, indicating an 89% year-over-year increase and a 25% surge from Q1 2019 revenue. This increase was primarily driven by a higher number of park visitors and the associated growth in ancillary services. In-park sales accounted for about 32% of the year-over-year increase in revenue. For the quarter ended March 31st, Dolphin Cove posted an after-tax profit of US $1.6 million, doubling the profits of Q1 2022. This robust profitability showcases the effectiveness of Dolphin Cove strategies, including cost containment measures, along with increased cruise passenger arrivals due to the introduction of megaships calling on our ports. The company's financial position remained robust with a notable increase in working capital by $1.7 million, up 85% from Q1 2022. Despite the significant dividend and tax payments, the cash and cash equivalents remain stable, reflecting a healthy liquidity position. Moreover, the operating cash flow for Q1 2023 was 3 times higher than Q1 last year, substantiating the strategic investments made in the previous year, namely renovations and the introduction of new attractions. Looking at the quarterly profit movement, Dolphin Cove experienced fluctuations in quarterly profit from Q1 2020 through to Q1 2023. The company rebounded in Q2 2021, reporting a profit of US $1.24 million, and they were able to sustain profitability through to Q3 2022, reporting US $1.03 million. There was an improvement in profitability in Q1 2022, and this positive trend continued through to Q3 2022, culminating in a profit of US $1.13 million. For the quarter ended March 31st, the company achieved its highest profit over the reference period, reporting US $1.57 million, indicating a strong start to the year. Based on the stock price movement of Dolphin Cove, they have exhibited noteworthy volatility in the stock price over the period. As the tourism industry started to recover in 2022, Dolphin Cove share price improved, reaching a high of $29.95 in February last year. This increase was likely a reflection of improved profitability and optimistic projections related to the increase in tourist arrivals and the company's strategic decisions. The stock closed trading yesterday, May 30, at $15.07. Looking at the company's key statistics, we're seeing where Dolphin Cove is currently trading at a 10.45 times PE, currently below the junior market PE of 17.94 times. Book value per share of $11.03 and a price to book of 1.37 times. The company also has an improved EPS of 60 cents per share. Overall, Dolphin Cove displayed a commendable performance in Q1 2023 with significant revenue and profit growth, stability in cash and cash equivalents, and a robust operating cash flow. The company's strategic investment and management capabilities have positioned them for a strong recovery and growth trajectory outpacing previous levels. Given these trends, Dolphin Cove seems well positioned to capitalize on the recovering tourist influx. Dan, with that, what are your thoughts on the first quarter performance for Dolphin Cove for this year?
I'm falling back in love with them again. It's been very erratic. I don't understand the Q4 performances, why they in general have a loss in the Q4. But I have to tell you, I've taken a look at it again. It's a very strong balance sheet, $33 million in assets with $28 million of equity. So, little or no debt, a lot of cash, throwing off great cash. Tourism is poised for substantial growth with 6,000 hotel rooms under construction. The stock is trading cheap at 10 times PE. It should be at least 16 times. So I think it's undervalued by at least 60%. Low book to value ratio too, price to book ratio. So I really like it. And I think this one is poised for at least 60% growth. I think it's got a good management team. Again, no debt. And with tourism set to grow, this one's definitely a buy for me. I expect to see the stock priced up by 60% in the next 6 to 9 months.
Agreed. And just to add, this is just their first quarter results ended March 31st.
Absolutely.
We have not seen the summer numbers as yet, and we have not seen the winter numbers, which we know that Jamaica is a tourist destination for winter months. So looking forward to see what Dolphin Cove has in store for us for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. Go get yourself some Dolphin Cove, folks. It's a great buy. So up next, we want to look at Lasco Manufacturing Limited. And first off, I want to give my condolences to the family of Lascelles Chin. Jamaica has lost a genuine stalwart and a great guy. We love Les here at Mayberry, and so Lisa and family, our condolences. Let me take a look at the numbers so we can look at the legacy that Las has built and the great results. So first up, we're looking at the financial highlights for the year ended March 2023, and they are fantastic. Revenues up by 19% to $11.2 billion. Gross profit up 17% to $4.1 billion. And that just flows all the way through to the bottom line with a net profit of $2.1 billion, up by 22%. This is just spectacular. We want to put this into perspective. Looking back 5 years ago, revenues are coming from $6.5 billion and profits from about $600 million. So this is 38% annualized growth over 5 years in revenue and a spectacular 40% growth in the profitability. You cannot find many companies out there that can boast a 40% CAGR over a 5-year period. So kudos to Lascelles and the family. Great job there. They're being rewarded with a stock price of $4, which is trading very cheap at 8 times in a main market where the average is about 10 times. But because of the CAGR, the strong demonstrated growth of this business, I think this stock should be trading at 12 times, which is a price of about $6. So this stock too is undervalued by at least 50%. And I think we're going to see that stock price moving in the next 3 to 6 months. Total assets up 14% to $13.7 billion. Total equity up to $11.1 billion. That's a 19% increase. You do not often see companies that have $13 billion of assets and $11 billion of equity. Pretty much zero debt because they've got $4 billion in cash and only $400 million in debt. So net zero debt, strong balance sheet, great equity, great annualized growth over the last 5 years, and in the most current year, this is absolutely a great company that's doing very well. And think about this. This is one of the first 5 companies to IPO, 11 years ago, done by Mayberry, of course. And they IPO'd the 3 companies in the group, LASD, LASM, LASS, raised $415 million, which sort of implied a $2.5 billion market cap 11 years ago. And today, the market cap of this company alone is $16.9 billion. The market cap of the 3 put together is $30 billion. So phenomenal growth. If you bought this stock back at the IPO, it was the equivalent of 50 cents. You're doing the stock splits, you'd be up 8 times. And I still think the stock is undervalued by 50%. So this has been a great example of creating wealth for ordinary Jamaicans and creating generational wealth. Kudos to Last Chin for what you've done over the past 11 years for the stock market and all the shareholders who invested in the company. Next slide shows the profitability. Again, you can see great growth in profitability over the last 8 quarters, $711 million profit in the most recent quarter, the highest profit ever put out by LASM in the last decade. So again, this company is growing from strength to strength. Blockbuster quarter just come out. So, very impressed by the results. And yet when you look at the stock price, we haven't seen the stock price on the next slide catching up with that. In fact, your stock's traded at a high of 577. It's now back down to 410. As I said before, guys, this is undervalued. It should be trading at least $6. And I expect it to get there within the next 3 or 6 months. So this is definitely a buy for me. Again, similar to Dolphin Cove, but at a much bigger level. You see little or no debt, high level of equity relative to the assets, a company that's demonstrated great growth year over year. And in the case of LASM, great growth over the last 5 years, 38% combined annualized growth rate for the 5-year period. So it's a buy for me. Love this company, love the group in general, but this one just, put out some blockbuster results. Asha, what are your thoughts?
I agree with you, Dan. And just to mention, the company is still on the junior market, but they're really performing as a main market company. So comparing it to the main market PE, they are still significantly undervalued. The company has not received a tax benefit since October 2021. And if we are looking at the quarterly profit movements of them paying full tax, we're seeing where the profits of the company has continuously improved. So echoing the sentiments that you have for Lasco Manufacturing, and we are expecting good things from the company going forward.
Absolutely. And I do want to put a shout out to Minister Nigel Clark. This is why we need to move the junior stock exchange limit from 500 million to 750 million. It's been there for 11 years. And what does it demonstrate? When you look at companies like LASM, like CPJ, Access Financials, who've all finished their 10-year period and are now paying healthy levels of corporate tax and have grown tremendously over that decade. So we're doing 3 things here. We're creating generational wealth for average investor, and then creating companies that pay taxes and contribute to the government's coffers. So we need to see that limit increased, Minister Clark, with all respect, so we can have more great companies coming in, and 5-10 years down the road, the government will be collecting significant taxes because you encourage these companies to come into the market. So we love the junior market for what it's done. It's why Mayberry has listed more companies than all other brokers combined in the space. And we do it because we believe in Jamaica and we believe in investing in the stock market. So folks, LASM, Dolphin Cove, you heard it here. You need to go get yourself some of those stocks, because they're both going to jump between 40 to 60% by year end. And I'd love to come back and do the year end review and see if we're right. I think we will be right. But 2 great companies. So that's it for today's discussion, folks. As usual, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Asha for her invaluable insights. Thanks, Asha. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Dan.
If you're curious about our updates on our Investor Virtual Forum, then find us on social media. We share streams like this every single week. So give us a follow and stay on top of all things formulated. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mayberry Investments Limited. And remember, wise investors, slow and steady wins the race. Goodbye.